Okay. All right, cool. Welcome back. So let's just get into it. So, I'm just gonna kind of skip over the feast ends. Everyone kind of goes to their respective dormitories to spend the night. Everyone wanted to get a little bit of an early rest for tomorrow, which everyone would know. It is the night after a lord's first night of joining, so that means the hunt is tomorrow. Yep, all the boys go out hunting. And maybe Naimora.
Naimora likes a good hunt.
Yeah, you'd be a dang good hunter.
Who doesn't?
Mm-hmm. So, the morning rises. Vivian, of course, Mace needs to be woken for the hunt. When do you decide it would be good for the hunt to be woken for?
Let's see. Well, he was drinking. So what would be appropriate?
3
For Mace?
Would that be like a breeding kind of role to figure that out, or would you just know?
Or do I just get that?
Yeah, I mean, it's your discretion, but, like, it's Mace Tyrell, so, like, late morning, midday.
Yeah.
And
First light.
I
11.
will go late morning so that perhaps due to getting everyone ready, they leave by midday.
Yeah, sounds good. Yep. So, yep, everyone's woken. So I would like Naimora, Henrik, and Tidrick to all roll a endurance test.
Okay.
okay.
And of course, that
This is just
I
like
will
a slate.
spend a bit of time on my balcony,
Mm-hmm.
staring down at the stables.
Looking at Endeavor.
Down at your nemesis.
Continue.
Okay. So this is just a straight endurance roll?
Yeah, this is straight endurance. If I think, what is it? Yeah, I think it's just straight. So it's gonna be challenging 9. Tidrick, great.
Oh,
Naimora,
ouch.
woof.
Ouch.
Ouch. Challenging 9? Oh god, that's...
Yeah, this is gonna be a challenging 9.
Here we go.
Thankfully, I got this.
Hey,
Survive.
so Henrik, Tidrick, you come down. Your head hurts a little bit, but you're raring to go. And that smell of that burnt bacon of the quick morning breakfast is like, ooh. Now, of course, you are all a rich family, so you don't have breakfast together. Breakfast is whenever the fuck you wake up and come down, and then your meal is presented. Because you don't miss meals. You're rich.
To us,
That smell of that sizzling bacon and all that good come down. However, Naimora, you come down for breakfast, which you definitely eat breakfast with the family. That's pretty normal. You are rough. It is not a good morning for you.
I feel like shit.
Yeah, you're just like, you like knock into a couple walls on occasion and then tap the table and like sit down.
Just put my forehead down on the table.
Exactly, just like and then you hear like a boom noise right next to you and you're like,
Please.
I like slowly hand her like a giant tankard of water, being like, yeah.
Oh no, this is medieval times.
Yeah, it's
No water.
ale.
It's ale.
Oh.
It's ale.
Oh, yeah, water down ale like the hair of the dog. He was like, here.
Exactly, yeah. Big tankard of ale. You're just like,
Yeah, there you go.
yeah, Naimora, you're blinking. Her eyes are like just bloodshot. Like she is a bit rough.
That's fine. I just need to have some bacon and have some ale, and I'll be fine. Wait,
So,
you're back for the hunt.
You just plays down. Yeah, Tidrick, you're pretty proud of yourself, especially Vivian. You see Tidrick come down, and he's dressed and fresh, and you know he gives you a good morning. He looks not hungover.
Oh,
Half cape in place.
beloved, you.
I'm sorry you completely broke up.
Oh, sorry. Beloved, you look
I thank you, my darling.
So, who's all going with you?
Well, I was assuming at least Henrik and probably Cedric.
Mm-hmm.
All the other Icks except for Garrick.
All the other icks.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
Yeah, probably Namora too.
Mm-hmm.
And Namora, if she's feeling up for it.
As you hear a loudly like Namora, you're like,
Yeah, it's of course, my lord, whatever you want me to do.
it's rough.
Only if you're feeling up for it.
No, of course I feel up to it. I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make that
I want to take a defiant bite of toast.
Lady Vivian, you were informed that Garland ate quite early. He's been up, and apparently he's been like you've instructed. Someone is kind of showing him around a little bit to keep him occupied. You were told Garland was an early riser.
Understood. Who is showing?
Who's showing him around currently?
Mm.
Your Castellan, Nero. Good man. Good man, strong man. He's like the basically captain of the Bender house. He's showing him around. While Nero has never been the most eloquent man, he is staunchly loyal and not one to make a fool of himself or the house.
Of course. But wait. So would it's not rude. I'm the lady of the house. Nero, I would like to get Mariella and relieve Nero of because I will inform you. Thank you for taking Garland out so early. You can go about the rest of your business. I would like it would show our guest about the rest of the ground.
I would say, depending on the time, I'm maybe dealing with Nehema because it's like very energetic, and maybe only me and the stable master can like really like calm him down, considering all the extra horse flesh that's now in the stable.
That's true. Yeah, so you can find your daughter at the. She rose early too, not as early as Garland, but early. Garland literally got up with the sun.
Yeah.
Because he's a knight.
Of course.
And I'm not wearing the same riding outfit as before. I know my mother would kill me if I wore something with pants underneath it, so it is a proper dress.
Yeah. Yeah. I will like to find it. So I saw you speaking with Garland last night.
Yes.
And despite your father's love for you,
his looming presence, yes.
How did you find
well, it's my first time meeting him. Seems gentlemanly, but that's most men of the Reach.
I would like you to. Nero is currently doing it now, but I will relieve him of that so he can go about his duties as our castellan. I would like you to show him the rest. Get more acquainted.
Of course, but who's going to handle my father when we possibly cross paths?
Well, I will hand it.
All
All right. So, Mariella, you seek out Garland and them?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And
it's
not in
hard.
like a hurried fashion
No,
or
you're walking.
anything.
You know, it's not hard to find out where they are. Yeah, so they're up on the main parapet. The defense. You coming on, you see Nero. He has an eye patch. He has a very grizzled face. He's got his hair kind of tucked all the way back in like a braid almost. And he, as he turns to you and he has a big face, he's just like, my lady. Very good to see. Good to see you. I was just showing young Lord Garland in here the defense, showing them that his realm is quite safe.
I
Is that
imagine
right?
also the improvements that have been done of late.
Yes, of course. Of course. And Garland nods. He goes, "Yes, it's." It's like, is there something you need, my lady?
Actually, my mother was searching for you, and so said that I can help guide his lordship around, and so that
Well,
he
very
can
well.
go
I
and
shall
aid.
leave you to it. He's like, my lord, and he kind of just salutes him, my lady, and he just leaves.
So, do I want to know just how far of the wall you've walked so far?
Most of it, I think. At least the inner wall. I've been assured of its. And he kind of looks like he's searching for a word.
I know that
Like-
look.
Defensibility.
Yup, it's a good wall.
Yeah,
That-
that's a
that
good
is a
wall. Mm-hmm. Good wall.
I know that look.
The wall.
That's
Would you like to possibly descend and we can potentially either go around the dark garden or the courtyard or
I would love that.
possibly even the stables? I know we vaguely mentioned horses the other evening.
I would like to actually go by the stables if you don't mind. I heard what was it? There's some horse here.
Endeavor?
Yes, that was it. I couldn't remember the name. I
Yes.
don't know something. There's something about that.
There's
the
many
sta-
a tale of that horse, which I can share with you if you'd like.
I'd love to see it.
Half tail.
And proceed to kind of like guide down. I imagine you're eager for the hunt later today.
Oh, yes. I think it'll be quite nice. I've heard the game around here is quite interesting. So should be interesting. I'm also eager to see your lands. I've never really been this far south.
It's definitely a unique site, so I've heard. Unfortunately, I've been limited to only visiting places that have tourneys and things of that nature, as well as some of the more surrounding holds in the area.
He smiles. He goes, same as me. The only time I'm ever allowed out is when it's for a tournament. And my father makes sure I never miss the tournament.
That sounds like mine with Henrik.
Yes, well, our fathers want what's best for us and better for them.
One would imagine. I'm assuming by this time we've kind of hit at least the foyer to kind of go out towards the courtyard.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you've been walking into.
Yeah.
You kind of come up to the stables.
Well, I should probably warn you in advance. Endeavor was my father's sire's horse, and very particular of those that he lets near him.
I see. I'm starting to. Is this actually a horse?
I question
You
that.
speak of it as if it's a caged beast.
Considering its years, I question that on the occasion. However, from everything I know of horses, it does fall under that category.
He chuckles.
It's shaped like a horse.
It must be a horse.
Yeah.
I imagine Endeavor is in like the back corner,
Oh, yeah.
and like they
It is
deliberately
the
have the
very
stall
back.
next to it empty. That
Yeah.
stall will never be occupied.
No, it will never be occupied.
Oh, so
Um,
like dogs, like dog aggressive dogs, like they fight the
Mhm.
fucking stall. You put it on
Yep.
the horse.
Absolutely.
Yeah, as you guys go
Endeavor
back.
will be in the other stall beating the other horse.
Yep.
It
So
will
as
find
you
a way.
Go back all the way past all these horses, and he kind of like sees a few of them, and like looks happily at a few of them. At the very back, in the darkest, it almost looks empty, but some slight tail twitching of pure black on black. And he's like squinting.
Yeah, like I probably have like a carrot or something that I had for Nehema, and will instead put it on like a small post that's kind of by there, but proceed to step back from the post because I know the horse will not go near it if I'm still near that carrot.
Yeah, so you step back a bit, and he like looks, and then you realize he was facing like most horses the way they face the way they're startled. He's facing the opposite direction.
Yep.
He's basically facing the wall.
Yep.
And then suddenly, just very slowly, this very large head just kind of looms out of the darkness. A small reflection from the dwindling sunlight outside off of his glossy, almost shark-like eyes. Just sort of reach in and just like puts his whole mouth covering the post, and then back, and there's nothing.
I am probably like just watching Garrick through the entire thing.
Like, looks
Garland,
very.
yeah.
He's just like, like, that is a very big horse.
I imagine
and
my
you notice-
description is slightly more understandable now.
He nods. You see a couple scars crisscrossing the horse, and it just kind of chews a little bit, and then after chewing a little bit, it stops, and then kind of goes, and some bits of carrot just sort of fly out towards you guys.
It's
You
why I
managed to
took
step
this step back.
Yeah, you were far enough back that you kind of like it doesn't really get you.
That horse has an attitude. I hate it.
And then just kind of goes like,
I tell you what, this horse.
it just goes,
This horse.
This horse is a demon.
kind of just snorts, and he's like, so this was your grandfather's horse.
Indeed.
I see. Well, I am at the same time disappointed, but my expectations were exceeded.
There are many strange things with this animal, of which I imagine more interesting tales could be told by my father.
Yes, no, that's how I first heard of it. The ball of Ashford. My younger brother told me that he got quite drunk and started horse and moon magic or something.
Oh, Endeavor has managed to find his way out of his stall without aid, and traditionally likes to go out into the pen area in the evening.
He goes, yes, I have noticed that there's 2 extra stalls.
That will not stop him.
I see.
But because of his dislike of most living individuals, does not really come out during the day of his own choosing.
He just kind of chuckles. He goes, well, this is most interesting. All
I
right.
assure you it's only one of the few things interesting here. And proceed to kind of like guide him back.
Yes, Adam.
Yeah.
All right, so Mace awakes. He comes downstairs for breakfast. He seems like he's doing okay. He's like, the light. It does suffer upon my noble brow. The downside of too much wine, but the good side far outweighs it. Am I right, everyone?
You all right?
Here.
Yeah.
Yes. He goes, oh, look at her. She's gotten it.
Squinting directly at the wall and slowly drinking from a now mostly empty glass of ale.
Yep, exactly. So Mace has his breakfast. He goes, yes. So I thought before the hunt, if you, talking to Tedric, if you, my lord, if you could take me, Garland, around your lands, show me the farms, perhaps maybe know a thing or two the agricultural report and things of that nature. And Thorsten, you're just like, like your head Shows up. You've been holding this paper for like an entire day.
Oh my god.
My time will come. My time is now.
Let me regale you with numbers.
Yes.
Of course. What I would suggest is that my brother Thorsten joins us, if that is all right with you, my lord.
Oh, excellent. Your brother. Yeah. Like good man. I've forgotten about that. Yes.
Yes,
I
yes.
forgot that there was a brother.
Yes, of course. Please join us.
Of course
Yeah. Yes. Well, after he kind of finishes, like, shall we? Where's Garland? Where's that boy? He's always out about doing something.
My horse senses are tingling. There's a disturbance with the horse.
So
With the horse?
Be careful, you might become a little horse.
That Mariella and Garland enter the hall because Garland was feeling a little thirsty. He's been walking around for like a couple of hours.
Yeah.
But as you come in, Teedrick, you see Garland and Mariella walking together.
There is a respectable distance, and I am not touching him.
Yeah, there's room between them.
I am not touching him. There is
In
room.
Discord, Sarita says I run interference.
There's room enough for the 7 between them.
Yeah. You're muted, Serena.
She's not at a, she
She-
wants the door.
Oh, okay. I'm just making
She is
sure she knows.
she is briefly AFK.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So he goes, my boy. Yeah. Well, yes. Let's get riding out there. I want to.
Yes, let's see exactly how well we can do.
Yeah. So, basically, it's like the Lord, his son, Teedrick Henrik, of course, and I guess Thorsten now, and Nymora, you're coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So all of you,
So I feel a little bit better.
you do.
Yay.
It's your head is still blurry, and you know if you're gonna be sticking a pig today, it's gonna be a little rough. But
You'll have that bacon.
yep.
Oh, we will have that thing.
But you're pretty sure you're confident in yourself.
Mm.
But you feel better, but not like fixed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You feel a little more awake, but as the ride goes, you're like, just like, son.
Bright
old
light.
nemesis.
Why so bright?
And you're just happy you don't have to say anything, basically, for this ride. So those all go out. You kind of begin to ride around the lands.
Can I do something before we go?
Absolutely.
Can I make a medicine check for my Nymora because I see how much
You
pain
want to give
she's
her?
in?
You want to help her out?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Give her a tonic.
Yeah, give me that
Yes.
treatment roll.
Please, Thorsten, fix me.
Oh,
22. I was gonna make this challenging, but yeah, that's 3 degrees of success. Thurston just slides you a small glass vial. He's like,
It has a little milk of the poppy in it.
Is this not going to fuck me up even worse?
No.
I drink it.
yeah.
I look at you, I'm like, really?
Well,
So,
I
yeah.
trust you.
you.
I trust you. I trust that you're a good healer. I know that he would never do anything.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So you drink it down, and about 10 minutes later, after you start riding, you feel a little better. Your back feels better too. Like you've been having like this. It's like, ooh, that's nice. You feel a little looser.
Little loosey goosey.
Yep. But yeah, you won't have that detriment anymore.
Yay.
So that's good. Thorsten has cured it with just a tad bit of opium. Does a body good.
Just a touch of poppy.
That's just
From
an
our
absurd
fields.
amount of dice. It's so bad.
I know.
I only have a 5 in healing.
Oh,
Only
I
a
have
5.
hey, Thorsten is good at what he does.
Mhm.
And he knows things, and he heals things, and that is what he does.
Mhm.
All right. So you write out.
I only have a 5 in fighting.
Mm-hmm. So Tidrick, Mace talks to you a bit. He's like, "All right, so about this field here, what are we looking at?" And you talk to him about it. Thorsten, you hand off paper, explain a bit about. Mace definitely seems to know numbers and like know a bit about like how things run and work, and he's nodding and like very happy. He kind of he asked Thorsten like, "So who do you think other than you're Mariella? Like, why isn't she married yet?"
He says that to me?
No, he says that to Tidrick.
Oh, because you just said
We-
Thorsten.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Do we hear this though?
Oh, hell yeah! He's not hiding it.
Okay.
But this is the Lord's talking, right?
Yeah.
So he says that to Tidrick. He goes, "Why isn't your daughter?"
Because we're waiting for the right suitor.
Ah, someone in mind, eh?
Quite possibly.
Interesting. I was like, well, I'll let.
Your
I was like, I'll
boy
let.
seems to be a pretty good match.
He kind of steps back a
As
little
I open my eyes wide and look toward his boy.
bit. He goes a bit red. He's like, and he just like immediately like looks left at a little bit. And he
I
goes,
make sure that Mace doesn't see my eyes.
Mace is like, "Darling, oh. I mean, I think the women should discuss this more. My wife I know has some for Garland, and it has something to do. I can't keep track of all of the machinations of my family, large as it is."
Oh, by the 7, I know exactly what you mean.
Yes, I know. You have quite a large family.
Oh, yes. Quite large.
Mm-hmm.
Plus all of our, I guess you can call them adoptees.
Yes, of course. Yes, and yeah, he just kind of keeps talking. It seems like he didn't really mean anything. He's like just engaging you in, essentially.
Idle chat.
Yeah. So as you are kind of writing out and starting to give him a lay of the land, and he's like, just you spend like almost half the day doing it. You kind of come across this thing. I would like everyone who is on the hunt to make an awareness check.
Awareness!
And then I would also like,
Great.
I think the 3 people who are at the house,
Nice!
I also want you to make awareness checks.
Not great.
Okay.
Well, you're also still recuperating, Namora.
Yeah.
Any
Not the poppy.
My
would
awareness.
any bonus?
My awareness isn't
like-
the best. Yeah.
Notice or
Notice would definitely
Okay.
be
I don't
the
even
one
have that,
here.
so let's see then.
That's something I'm gonna fix later, but.
Very nice. So Clarissa rolled highest there. Oh, because I see now. Yeah, yep, 15, nice. And then Henrik 12. Oh, so on the hunt, Tidrick. You sort of notice something a little odd. As you're riding towards kind of where you would hunt, this kind of grove where there is often a good boar or deer there. You sort of like stop your horse because you just something weirdly enough just sort of catches your eye. You see a very large, kind of almost overgrown, kind of like gold-leafed flower, but there's like red spots and strange, like almost deterred parts of it, like it's hanging. And it catches your eye, and there's just something a little odd about the flower.
Thorsten,
Yes.
would you mind coming over here and taking a look at this flower?
Of
Seems a
course.
bit odd.
Of course. Would this be education or research for knowledge?
Education.
Oh God.
Yeah.
You rolled a
Hey,
27.
remember, Jesse.
Rolled a 27.
Disgusting.
Agreed. even though it is my number.
Yeah. So, Thorsten, you're like...
Sorry, make that a 31 because I get a
Oh,
plus 4.
Disgusting.
Oh, come on.
Thorsten!
Why are you just adding? You're just adding.
Put it away!
To injury
I can't
at this
even...
point.
That is at least 6 degrees of success.
It's
Um,
dead, Dave. It's dead.
I know where its parents
You
are.
know its genus. Like, you know how it got there. Yeah, so,
You cut out. What was that?
you know this flower. Yeah, so this, interesting enough, this is a flower that is actually the symbol for House Tyrell is this flower. They grow in a lot of different places in the Reach. However, this one seems to be affected by something, like some kind of plant disease, as the red spots, which maybe from a distance perhaps are blood, is not blood. It's like these kind of dark brown, almost kind of, it almost looks rusted, which is very strange.
Mhm.
And you, with your insane roll, go, I think I know what the problem is. And you, of course, take out a trowel from your bag because you're a maester. Of course you have a trowel. And you dig up a little bit. And yes, in the center of the roots, you pull out what looks like a little chunk of rusted iron. Almost like a
There's the
flower.
problem.
Yeah. And like, it seems this iron has affected the way this... and has kind of... done something to it.
Mhm. I explained the situation to Cedric. Let him know that just grew around some iron and it's affected its look.
Wouldn't you say that's strange?
You would say it's strange.
I'd say it's a little strange, yes.
What type of iron is it from? Like a sword or a horn
Your
or something?
Your guess, yeah, it looks like it broke off some bit. There might have been a battle here, like who knows how long. It's a very old piece of iron. But yeah, it's possibly from an arrowhead, you think?
Mhm.
Maybe, or maybe even like a few years ago, they were shooting arrows and forgot to get it or something.
All right, well, let's keep our eyes open.
Of course.
You mount up. You of course, lead the way. Who would like to lead the way for the hunt? Just quick question.
Not me.
Okay.
That would be survival, yes?
It would.
Let's see if I actually have that first.
I actually have a bonus die in orientation.
Yeah. I mean, this would be hunt specifically.
Okay.
Never mind, not me.
What's Teatric's survival?
2.
Also
Mine's
2.
3.
Well, it sounds like it's Namora.
How is Garen's?
Garland's?
Garland, that's the one.
Orleans.
Garland's?
He is
Well,
the guest. You expect the
yeah.
guest to lead?
So he's the guest. So this is for their
Yeah, it's just,
entertainment.
All right.
is Cedric here?
No, Cedric did not come.
Oh, dang. Okay.
He is managing the house. Mace is just like, I just want to smoke. But now that I know that, I'm going to go back. So Vivian, Mariella, and Clarissa, you're all just kind of about. But it is Clarissa. You are the one who notices this. You see that it's a very odd sight. You see what looks like a small flower growing up from under the cobblestones in like the back courtyard. And you don't know how someone else didn't miss it. Because it's red. It's a red flower. What do you do?
She'll take a look around,
Mm-hmm.
just on the lookout.
Nobody's really around.
Okay, so she'll go up and she'll pick it.
Yeah, as you pick it and pull it up, there is, you like cut your hand a little bit, and as like the flower kind of kind of like falls from your hands. It looks like almost perpendicular with it, there was a small like chunk of iron that had kind of come up, and now part of the cobblestone had upended a little bit.
Yeah,
And
so she'll. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
no, go for it.
Yeah, so she'll like lift it up and pull out as much of the flower and the roots, like kind of almost digging frantically, like breathing really
Sure.
heavily, and we'll pull it up with
Yep.
the iron and take it.
Yep, you do so. Put everything down, and you take it. All right. Good. And that's that. So, Naimura, would you like to lead the hunt?
I suppose I think I'm probably the best one here. I'll give it a try.
Yep, so just survival. I'm not that good, you know. Yeah, so that's 2 degrees of success. 3 degrees.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so you're like, get off your horse, look around, and you're like, oh, right here. And you just show like a large stag tracks. And you lead them, and gosh, within 20 minutes, you found it.
Yeah.
So, all right, so who wants to try and take it down?
Not me.
Yeah,
I
I think that it's the purview of the guests to try and take
that's
down her first.
Excellently said, Knight. Garland. And he just like gestures.
But I
Do the thing.
I don't know.
Yeah, my
Are
Lord
we-
Garland, I would greatly like to see how you are with a bow.
Yeah, so Henrik, you were saying?
No, it's like we're hunting with bows.
Yes. You have bows
Yeah.
and spears. You have both.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
You
Can
wanna
I like
take a crack at it too? Yeah.
nod at Garland, being like both want to like give this
Yeah,
a shot, like double takedown? Can we do that?
Yeah, he's for sure nods with you.
Mhm.
All right, cool.
I'm just gonna roll a
Pros.
survival.
Not get hit in the process.
He doesn't want to get Robert Baratheon.
don't want to get Robert Baratheon. Good true. All right. Garland. Name. Mark.
Or,
Also,
what are we
I would
rolling?
like to point out
Marksmanship?
that-
Athletics?
Yeah. So no, this is Mark's.
Okay.
And if you have a bow specialty, then you roll that.
Do not. I don't roll marksmanship anyway.
Marksmanship. All right. Why don't you give me that roll?
All right. Here we go.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yep. So you both.
Henrik scared it just into Garland's.
Yeah. Like you both let loose. And let's see here. What is the combat defense for? Oh no, you both hit it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like
both
if
hit it.
Doesn't have armor.
Yeah. Exactly. Right. Both hit it, and it
It's
goes,
so funny.
runs a bit, and then like just into the ground like pretty quick. And yeah, you both like look at each other like, "Hey,
Nice, Garland. That was a fantastic shot there.
good shot from you as well, Henrik." He's like, "Yes, good work, boy. Good, excellent."
Good job.
All right, well, let's get this back to the hall. And he
Okay.
just sits on his horse and does nothing.
Yeah. I'll get down and help. Like tie it up or
yeah,
whatever.
Memora
We-
will too. We'll get down.
Yeah. Yep,
We gotta
And-
do.
As the two lords just sit in their saddles.
indeed. So,
Henrik was a good shot, but I know you can do better.
Not my best work. I'll admit that. But yeah.
It's okay.
I did hit it though.
You did well. It's a stressful company, yeah?
Yeah. Gotta work on my marksmanship a little more. Not used to doing anything with a bow much late.
It's okay. It's not my strong suit either.
all right.
No, I know what yours is, and I from my cheek where she hit me yesterday.
Looks a lot better now, though. Thorsten's work, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Well, everyone gathers it up, moves them on out. So, when you guys get back, successful tale. It's getting to be evening. Comes back with a full buck, looks real nice and big. People, congratulating, accelerate. It is at this time, however, Mace goes, Tetrick, I wish to speak with you.
Of course, Mace.
Somewhere very private.
I know the perfect place.
Whoa.
Is it the
Yeah.
fucking stables?
No, that is not.
People right next to Endeavoring it, like, no one goes there.
Endeavor?
I will say, though, that did cross my mind. No, I'm going to take him
This
up
family
to
and the
to
stables.
the ruins.
Oh, well, he doesn't. He wants to stay in the house.
Here.
Oh, okay.
Does he have like an office or something you can go
I'm not
to?
going
A
there.
study?
You have a. You do have a personal study.
Yeah, we'll go to my personal study then.
Excellent. So you go in. He's like, I want no one near this door, Tetrick. Only.
All right, it will be done.
Mhm.
One moment, and I will go and just find one of the guards and just tell him
Sure.
there's to be nobody near this door or even in this hall.
He nods. He goes, of course, my lord.
All right, and then I will head over and open the door.
Yep. He comes in. You sit down.
I pour us a glass from whatever
Yep.
decanter I have in there.
Probably some brandy or rum or
Yep.
something.
Some pot.
He definitely takes it. He goes, so, Tetrick, old boy, there is a reason I came here today and yesterday, these days. I have a bit of a problem. You see, it's a trifling matter. Really trifling.
I take a
honestly.
sip of my drink.
But one for which only trusted allies will do, and I cannot directly and hope for a positive outcome, but something must be done. See,
Well, what is it?
Well, there's some trouble brewing on the borderlands of the Westlands and the Riverlands, you see. And, some old wounds fester anew. Things are peaceful at the moment, but when fight insupportable right now. The king and his hand have told me they will put down harshly any open hostilities between the houses, with equal vigor reward those who further the cause of peace. Are you understanding maybe where I'm going with this?
What would I roll to find out if he is trying to play me?
Oh, absolutely. There is absolutely a roll.
Warfare.
So, warfare. Yes, I believe it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it is awareness, empathy.
Yeah, it's like reading emotions and that.
Yeah. So this would be an awareness roll. This will be a basic roll. So it would be 6.
This is an easy man to read.
Oh, yeah. No, he's not trying to play you. In fact, he is trying to.
Cut out.
I'm
Trying to.
bring you into his confidence. Like he's trying to tell you something that's very kind of private and not a lot of people know about. And he's kind of hinting like, if you do this, and because I told you to do this, I am benefited in multiple ways, which means wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You are benefited. Yeah, this is pretty standard mace. He's like, you scratch my back, I scratch you. This is a little rough situation, but if you do well, like, I'm not letting my friend walk away empty-handed. You know what I mean? Like,
what would this entail?
All right. Well, so there's a house.
Mm-hmm.
The house I'm going to ask you to travel with, it owes me no allegiance, so I cannot command their attendance. It must be diplomacy that sees this task through. Present yourself to the household, learn of their grievances, and see if it's possible to turn their argument to a better end. If it's not, well, report back to me with such information as you are able to gather it, or you find out and then you tell me. The house I wish you to go to is House Dulver. It's they're in the Westerlands.
Would I know about this house?
Oh, how about we
Okay.
a status test?
Status. I'm good at that.
I think status what? Heraldry or breeding, something like that?
Not stewardship?
No, not stewardship.
Then it's just status for me.
Then just status for you. 15. Yeah, you've definitely heard of the Dulvers. They are the Dulvers are one of the many very rich families in the Westerlands. Their lord is Lord Harold Dulver, also known as the Vulture.
Of course.
He's called that mainly because he kind of looks like a vulture. He's bald, crooked nose.
Does it have anything to do with Vulture's Roost?
Vulture's Roost? No.
Okay.
It does not. However, he is also called that because he is like a notorious like saver and pinchpennier and negotiator of deals. Like his house is actually very famous in the Westerlands for it's called Deepin Hall, and underneath the hall, Harold's father became a weird like collector of things. So he just started putting hundreds of things in there, and so basically everyone says there is 2 of everything in Deepin Hall. But his father kind of bankrupted the family. Harold, however, has made a destitute house become one of the richest houses in the Westerland because he sells things from that Deepin Hall, and he's known to be cunning and suffers almost no nicety. But he's generally known as a fairly good, he's like a good man. He's not mean as cruel. With a 15, you would know no one has ever went hungry in Harold Dulver's lands. Not one peasant.
Okay.
He's a good lord. He's a good lord. He goes, you see, the Dulvers, of late there is a rumor that the Dulvers seek to expand their holdings to a more profitable land. Particular stirring between Dulver and, House Tulson. Rumors spreading that Dulver wants to run through that bastard, get and see what price his whore of a sister would fetch.
12 for the status to figure out the other house?
Yeah, absolutely. 12, that's more than enough. Yes, House Tullison. They are a fairly minor house in, specifically of House Tullison because your Banner Lord wife is a Tullison.
Okay, so where is this on the map?
Oh, sure. So, okay, I think. All right, so let's see. The Westerlands is kind of more up here. I don't think Deepin Hall is on this map. It might be, but
I see Deep Den.
That's a different thing. It's called Deepin Hall. It would be on the border. So where's Market Town? Hold on. Wayfarer's Rest, River Run, Stone Mill.
They don't show market.
Fair Market. Yeah, there it is. So it would probably be more up here-ish, around here. and then the Tollisons are like right over here, essentially.
So these want to take out these. Or...
Yeah, it sounds like it. Now the whole thing is, it's just I don't know what's going to happen. You see, the Dolvers, it's very important that I get things from the Dolvers. Their copper and tin mines are very important to very minor things I lack. Well, the Tellisons, connections to Fair Market and Market Town. Well, I have connections there, and I can't have them at each other's throats, because then several plans of mine will go awry, and I can't have that. I trust you, Tiedric, to handle this. You and your wife are known for your skill in diplomacy. I know your wife's family has connections to House Dulver, and your family has connections to House. You are the best person for this job. Do you swear to me that you can do this, and you pick the correct people for this job, and you can help me with this? Avert a war and gain rewards from the king, I assure you.
Real quick, gonna do one more check on him.
Okay, you can, yeah.
Just see about the rewards from the king part.
Sure. 7. Yeah, I mean, the DC is 6. Yeah, he seems a little. He's actually bragging about it. He's like, "That's right, I've talked to the king."
I have his ear.
I have his ear, don't you
I
know?
will finish my drink,
Mm-hmm.
and then thrust my hand out to him.
He looks excited. He grabs you with both hands. He goes, "Good man, good man. I knew." Excellent. Well, I suppose we should eat some deer tonight, and then I'm off in the morning. I have things to do. But you'll take care of this? You talk to your family about this?
Now,
Yes?
partners, if you will.
Yeah.
Scratch your back, you scratch mine, sort of thing.
Yes, I would suppose so, yeah.
Why are you in such a rush?
Oh, well, I have to go with all of the houses, really. This is my time to talk to everyone. And, well, the reason I wanted to so rush here is I don't want to came here. That's why I didn't send word ahead. I want time for people to realize it, because I don't want the Dolvers or the Tellisons to know I sent you. I want them to believe you're just there talking to old friends, and figuring out their problems on their own, not connection or the Reach or anything like that, just a personal thing. So I'm just sort of trying to dip in, dip out. But of course, I couldn't just be here for one night. I had to show, I had to sample some of your hospitality. I don't, wife.
Of course.
You understand?
Is he being truthful?
Yeah, I'll just say you don't have to keep rolling that.
Okay.
Like,
All right.
yes, he is
All right.
being open and honest the whole time with you.
All right.
He seems like not desperate, but a little like, listen, I've made some bad bets, and like I need to like do damage control. Help me. And he is promising great rewards. And Mace is a man of impossibly rich tastes, so when he says great reward, it's probably going to be something big. He's a big.
Okay.
He's calling a lifeline.
Mm-hmm.
Done.
Good man, Tiedric. Good man. All right. Well, that is a weight off my shoulders. Could you get another glass, perhaps?
Of course. As I will pour him in refill his glass.
Yeah, so talk to your people, talk to your wife. You'll definitely need your wife with it. I know Vivienne has connections. So just take who you need and do whatever you need, and just obviously don't need to leave tomorrow or anything to get your affairs in order, but this won't wait forever.
Of course.
All right. Good man. Just find out what is happening and see if you can't stop it. If you can't stop it, just try to get word to me as quickly as possible so I can alleviate some of the damage I'm sure is to come.
All right.
Just know that this has a connection with. If this doesn't go well, it's not going to go. I made a promise to Lord Tywin about this. Yeah. So now, of course, Cedric, you would know who that is. Lord Tywin Lannister, Lord of the Lannisters.
Oh, Lannister.
Lord,
Guy.
yeah, Lord of Casterly Rock, the father of the Queen.
Yeah. I refill my glass.
Yep. And there is literally a song about him, how the last guy who fucked him over, he drowned him and his whole family.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a whole song. It's called The Reigns of Castamere.
A whole deity.
Mm-hmm.
All right then.
Indeed. So you take your drinks, and
Yeah.
that is that. So, so I'm guessing no one tried to like actually listen in. Clarissa.
Yeah, if I
I
noticed
know.
you're missing.
I'm like, huh?
Yeah,
I don't
you
have
noticed.
skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Clarissa, yeah. Well, if you know where it went, and so when you approach the hall, you see one of the guards standing there, right in front, right kind of catty corner to the door. He's in his regalia. He's got his spear. What do you do?
Fight you.
Fight
Oh,
you,
that's
boy.
all right. Yeah. Okay. I walk up to him. Excuse me, sir. I was called. Do you know where I'm supposed to be?
He
I
looks at
heard-
you. He goes, "No, I don't know,
Where-
Lady Clarissa."
Do you know where the Lord is?
Yes, but he requested no one.
Huh.
Tyrell.
No one. Interesting. Let me pass.
Okay. Well. Hmm.
That-
Okay. Yeah, let's do a little quick thing.
All
So-
removed.
So that sounds like you're trying to intimidate him, or use your status to just be like away with you.
Yes. The same.
So the second one, all right.
Yes.
So why don't you give me a status test?
All right.
7. Unfortunately, he straightens up as you say this. He goes, Lord Tedric was very specific that only Mace Tyrell and Tedric, and Lord Tedric were to enter, and that I was to keep anyone else out at all costs. I cannot let you through, ma'am. I'm sorry. It is my duty. And he's taken a little bit more of like a stance.
Sure. Oh, he's in there with Mace Tyrell, is he? Oh, quite interesting. I'll wait here with you, if you don't mind.
He like
I'm just gonna hang out.
yeah, I think at that he's like, all right, but just don't go near the door.
I would never.
I'm under strict instructions,
I
Lady
understand.
Esther. And he then just like, you can definitely tell, like he definitely was like, when he stood up to you, because yeah, I mean it's true. Even though you're definitely way more important than him and are a noble. He got a direct. Apparently, the boost from the direct order from the Lord of the House has
Sure.
boosted his confidence. So yes, you wait there. Do you try and hear what's going on?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. Why don't you just give me an awareness?
All right.
This is going to be pretty difficult.
Sure.
So the DC is actually going to be 15 because you can't even lean against the door, and they're not
Oh my
talking that
God.
loudly, and you got 2 degrees of success. Okay.
In other news,
So you lean up against the wall, you cock your, but you're just then blocking everything else out and listening. Yeah. You hear a little bit of what's going on. You hear that there's tensions between in the Westerlands and the Riverlands, that Tedric is being asked to stop a possible war happening, and apparently a lot is riding on this. If he succeeds, great rewards. If he fails, apparently then Mace will have promised to Tywin Lannister.
That's the big one. That's the big
Yeah.
one. All right.
Mhm.
Cool.
And you're just like,
Yeah. And I will wait there the entire time until they leave.
yep. And then the door opens, and Tedric and Mace step out. And Tedric, you see Clarissa's there.
Hello, my lord.
Jesse, you're
muted,
muted.
Ah, Clarissa. One of the people I was going to be looking for. Good.
Oh, I can walk with you then.
Of course. I look to the guard,
Mhm.
make sure that nobody else can see my face, and give him a bit of a glare.
Mm-hmm.
And like, would you mind escorting Lord Mace, Lord Tyrell, to the wherever he would like to go?
Of course, my lord. And he just nods to you. And he walks with Mace off.
As soon as they are
Mm-hmm.
like around the corner or through a door or whatever.
Sure.
All right. So how much did you hear?
Well, quite a bit, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You're in a bit of a pickle, sir.
More like he's in a bit of a pickle if we screw up.
Well, all right. We should probably speak to the lady. Yes.
Yes. Most certainly. Also round up Thorsten.
Yep, sure. Absolutely, positively. Do you want to? Are you calling a meeting of your small council?
Yes.
Okay. So that means Nymora, Thorsten, Vivian, Clarissa.
I invited this one too.
Are you inviting your son?
Well, since he will be involved in this, whether
Yeah.
I do it right or not, whether we do it right or not, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
I would
So-
say yes. I will be I'm going to invite everyone, all the main.
Perhaps this 7 people that you can definitely.
My most trusted 7.
Yes, of course.
Well,
Uh,
6.
6, yes. Yeah.
Your
so,
own 7-pointed star.
Yeah. So, yep. You're brought into. Henrik and Mariella, a servant there's to be a small council meeting, and your father asked you attend. And Henrik and Mariella, this is the first time you've ever been asked into
Yeah.
a small council meeting.
Look at Mariella. And so it begins.
I assume in his study.
No, in the small council.
Hmm.
Yeah, you guys have your own little room where you hold
Okay.
stuff.
All
Oh yeah.
right. Then I would have.
Safe from prying ears.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we still totally like sneak in and listen to you guys all the time. But yeah.
Yeah, it's actually its own tower.
More when we were younger than now.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But then you guys stopped because it got real.
Got super boring.
How do we deal with the influx of sheep? And it's just like,
Like,
well, the sheep taxes, and you're just like,
They had other things.
Like there's nothing fun. Yeah.
And then once we knew that they were no longer listening, we got onto the real stuff.
Yep, exactly. So, Vivian, small council meeting
Mm-hmm.
called up immediately after they talked. You know it's big.
Yep.
So, Thorsten, Nymora, Mariella, Clarissa. I don't know if similar is there. Henrik, Tedric, and of course Vivian. You are all everyone takes their appropriate seats, and then like 2 extra chairs are added, and the twins sit down. Everyone's kind of at their seat. Tedric sits at the front, and everyone is definitely waiting to see what it is you're here to talk to them about.
I am leaning forward, my arms on the table,
Mm-hmm.
hands stapled.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I've just been approached by Lord Tyrell. He has explained to me that the name,
Dulvers.
the Dulvers and the
Or
Tolson.
Tulsa.
Tolson.
Tulsa.
Tullisons. Yeah, Dulvers and the Tullisons.
The Tullisons are probably the Dulvers are probably about to ready to go take out the Tullisons. And he wants me, well, us, to go in on a visit to handle this, to see what we can find out and try and stop it. He's made a promise and deals with
Lord Tywin.
Lannister, yes.
Tywin Lannister. Something that if this does not go through correctly, then he will have broken said pact with him.
I see. And why are the Dolvers why are the Dolvers holding hostilities toward the Tullus?
That's one of the things we're supposed to find out. I think they want to expand their land.
Yeah, so, Vivian, you grew up in the Westerlands.
I don't.
If you wanted to roll like a status breeding test
Yes.
or something along those lines, you can.
Sure, I will roll a status breeding. Only one dice in there, but we'll see how it.
Oh!
I guess it goes.
Ah,
It goes.
go, Mom. Way to
Very
go.
good.
So I was going to make this
Point.
difficulty 9 for you to know
Okay.
detail. So that is 3 degrees of success. Yeah, you know the Dolvers. In fact, your families are friends. They're your family's the God. What are your?
Oh goodness. I forget.
That one house.
Adderfell.
Yes.
Yeah, you
Adderfell.
had a cool name, yeah.
Adderfell. Yes, the Adderfells and the Dolvers are they've been friends for a long time. You're both very rich. You've met Harold Dolver before. He knows you. He knew you when you were younger. He's not that much older than you, but he is enough that you have always seen him as older.
Mm-hmm.
He, you know his wife very well. She is the third daughter of Tywin Lannister's cousin. She's a Lannister herself. A side lesser family Lannister that most people don't know, but she's quite beautiful and sweet and charming. You actually were together, handmaidened together at Casterly Rock,
Understood.
where you were Cersei Lannister's handmaiden.
Yay.
Terrifying.
I know, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, I lived in constant fear.
It
Yep.
explains a lot, really.
Mm-hmm.
So you know her quite well. It's been years since you've
Right.
talked to her.
Right.
Like you haven't talked to her since you've had children. Like it's been a long time.
Okay.
You know also. So here's some things you know. Dolver, that's 3 degrees of success.
Mhm.
Harold Dolver is not a man who has a temper, and he is not a man who does things rashly or idly. He is easily top 5 most cunning and intelligent people you've ever met in your life. He has this hungriness and a thing to his eyes that it always kind of unnerved you, how it feels like no matter what you did, he would know what you did.
Mhm.
Man's a genius. He inherited a house on the brink of destruction, and they are now one of the richest houses ever. He turned it around in like 10 years. So he's really good with money and numbers. Quite skilled in arithmetic. He knows your family. He knows you. You've been over to Deepin Hall before. It's not the nicest place, but it's nice. It's old. His mines have never yielded much in the way of like precious things like gold or gems. His mines are all tin and copper mines. But he seems to make damn living, you know? And you've known him to never really rise to violence ever. You know, he's not a man who venerates war and the fact that the rumors of his want to expand, that sounds a little weird to you because that's not the kind of guy Harold is. If he's acquiring land, he doesn't kill people for it. He bargains with them over small bits here and there and absorbs it. Just recently, he actually acquired some very nice with a tower that he gifted to his second son. like he's already just gotten some more land, and he got it, not with violence. That's just not the guy Harold is. But the fact that there is talk of that is strange. You would also know, if you were to visit Harold, you couldn't. Most places you'd be like, "Oh yes, let's visit." Not with the Dulvers. If you wanted to, the only way he would act a day, because he's not a man for niceties, or he's not. He's made no friends in the Game of Thrones, and he's doing just fine. You would have to be there for business. You'd have to want to buy stuff from him. You're probably going to have to spend some money, basically, in order to get his attention. But then he'll definitely welcome you.
Okay. Right. Well, there will be a way to get Lord Dover's attention. It will just take considerable resources in order to have him entertain us for some time.
All right. As Clarissa already knows, because she's Clarissa.
It's not like that, because she's Clarissa.
If this works out for the good, we will be, I think, maybe not by these exact terms, but Lord Tyrell said we would get a gracious reward from the king.
From the king.
Or the king there.
Well,
Imagine that.
Tony.
Yes.
So to initiate that kind of contact, would we have to say we would be interested in buying something from his collection? Or
yeah, probably.
All right.
Probably. He's got a ton of shit in there. So, hey, y'all got iron, or y'all got copper? A good amount. However, now you guys are pretty rich. So if you were not as wealthy, you'd have to probably spend wealth. But your wealth means more, technically, stat-wise. So in order to actually probably get you a lot of time with him and the family and to investigate him, you're probably going to have to spend at least 2 points of wealth.
Okay.
But it also sounds like if you do this right, you'll...
Yeah, I think... Well, we're gonna need the time to, because it sounds like while he will be open to negotiate with us, it'll take some time to get us to finagle through, because he seems to be a very
Aaron.
This is gonna so pain me ass to this question, Tony. Dear sweet grandparents in the Westerlands, they've been introducing Westerland boys to me.
Yes, they have.
Was this family part of that?
A good question. A good question.
Who among the Dulvers is an eligible bachelor?
So, no.
Okay.
But there was once, basically, an invitation Vivian refused. We're like, you must come to christening. We have someone from Mariella to meet, and you're like, actually, my family is going to a different christening party away from you. At Highgarden. So, no thank you. And as you, whipped away. But there was a man there, and that is over, his heir, who is about 18 years of age, and he is an anointed knight. He stood in vigil in the sept, took the 7 oils, he is and he's done pretty good at turning, and he is basically looks almost nothing like Harold, a little bit in his eyes, but he looks much more like his mother than his father, thankfully, because
he
his
looks less like a vulture, more like a lion. Got it.
Very much so, yes.
Ooh, if he's been in tourneys, has Namora fought him?
let's see, what's his name? His name is. Hold on 1 second. I'm so sorry. Where is it?
Because my thought is grandparents.
Because there's Lord Harold. Yes, Sir Walton. Sir Walton Dulver. Let's see. Has Nomura fought Walton? Actually, yeah, you would have. I don't know if you didn't fight him, but you did see him fight. And he can fucking fight. Walton Dulver, you kind of want to fight him because, you think it'd be fun to take him down, and 2, you think it'd be a damn good fight. He's a damn good jouster too. He came 3rd in a tournament that had Barristan Selmy and Jaime Lannister.
Oh.
Impressive.
Yeah, he's damn good at what he does.
Yeah.
You definitely know, Sir Walton, while appearing to be a very religious knight, and it shows he is kind of religious. He's a partier. He drinks. He goes out with friends. He schmoozes the ladies. But yeah, Sir Walton. Yeah, and the fact, and I know, Memoir, you saw his thing, but yeah, Vivian, you've met Sir Walton when he was younger, and yeah, he's a gorgeous boy. And you are like, how that make this? Because Harold is like, hello. Harold, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Harold Dulver looks like a He-Man villain.
Skeletal.
Yeah, he's like completely bald head, kind of like a bent neck, a little waddle in his throat, a hooked nose, like, hello.
Is he as bad as Walder Frey, or not quite that level?
Oh,
yet?
no. Like, personality-wise, I mean, Harold Dulver will not talk nice to anyone, really, unless they're doing business.
Like,
he'll only... People who want to stay at his house, he'd be like, cool, I'll keep you with one night, then get the fuck out.
when you're describing him, and I'm just picturing, like, Mr. Burns.
Mr. Burns? I mean,
yes.
pretty close. Yeah.
Mr. Burns,
like
I love
human.
It is.
Yep, just less hair.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Less hair than Mr. Burns?
Yep, completely bald.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's what you know about the Dulvers.
What about the Tollisons then? Do I recognize that name?
Yeah, that's your mother's maiden name.
Okay, that's what I thought. Great. Very good.
Yeah, so you can roll a status test to know a little bit of what you know about the
let's
Tollisons.
see.
To 15. Very nice. That is 2 degrees of success. So yeah, you've met your cousins and stuff. The Tollisons are honorable, noble people with red hair. They are fairly. Hold on. 1 second. Sorry, I am trying to find. Oh wait. Oh wait. What? Sorry, my thing's freaking out. All my info on House Tullison just pooed itself. 1 second. House Tullison. There you are. All right, yeah. So House Tullison. Oh, by the way, fun fact. I always want to say this. House Dulver, their symbol, of course, this is such a big part of Game of Thrones, right? So House Dulver's symbol is. It is a heraldry is a black. Oh wow!
Oh goodness!
Ooh, oh wow!
Sorry, cut out.
A black pickaxe on a copper field. Their words are "Earth yields." Pretty simple. They live. Their home is, of course, Deepin Hall. Very nice. And then House Tullison. Their symbol is Red Mountain, and their motto is "Stone endures."
Red Mountains? You cut out on the.
Yeah, red mountains on a blue field. Their motto is "Stone endures." Yeah, so House Tellison, they're loyal to the Tullys, of course. They live in their castle. It's a very big old castle. They're not that influential. They're not like, they're not as influential as like House Weirlight or anything big. They're fairly wealthy. They're fairly well off, but they're not as like important generally, which is why she married, your dad instead of like someone like Tedric. But yeah, so the current lord is Lord Dunstan Tullison. He is when you've met him, he's very difficult not to like. His hair is almost perpetually wind tossed, and he has wide blue eyes. I think, and
I don't like him.
But the whole thing is he's young. His father died pretty recently. He's 17.
Oh.
Yeah. He is the kind of
baby.
Yeah, he's young, right? Currently, his mother Eve is basically like the regent of the house. Basically, they believe until Dunstan gets a little older.
So then, would I know any reason why anybody would want their land?
The Tullison's land? It's not that good land.
Okay.
There's not much on it. It's rock. Like, all the Riverlands, which is all marshland rivers, theirs is kind of the not that part of it. It's kind of meh.
That's true.
It's rocky. There's not that many terrain features. It's like, it's got a road, there's like a stream, a kind of hamlet. The family, they have a mine. It's a pretty good mine, but like nothing that would really cause war over, really. Nothing that you can think of.
Sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
Does Dunstan have a wife?
No.
Okay.
No, Dunstan is not married. He's also like pretty naive. Like he acts like he's almost like a kid in play, even though he's like 17. But it's hard not to like him when you talk to him. He's very charming.
Sure.
Anthony,
Yeah.
can I make a hard or very hard difficulty check for a rare or very rare or very rare guarded knowledge check on why they might go to war? Something that I read in the book while I was at the Citadel or something like that.
Okay. Yes, you may.
Okay.
You may.
Education, research, or just straight knowledge?
I would say just straight knowledge.
Okay. Still get a +4, so 24.
24. You missed the mark by 1.
Oh.
However, so the thing is, no. Even with to show how hard this is, it's because there is no real logical reason to currently think of, like politically wise or ambition wise, why the Dulvers would go after the Tullison. They're like, the Dulvers are a much more important family. The Tullisons shouldn't even be on their radar. There's very confusion why you're very confused because there's no political for either of them for this. Yeah, like you're just like, why would they do this? Like it doesn't make a lot of sense to you.
Okay. I vent my frustration to everybody and knowing that would not, it makes absolutely no sense.
I mean, if there's no political reason, is there a personal reason? The Tullisons have something that the Dulvers want?
Perhaps that is what we will find out. And as this small council meeting is talking about what to do and where to go and whatnot, I think that's what we'll call it.
Okay.
Excellently done, everyone. I know not everyone But as the sessions go on, things are going to be popping. So next time we meet, we will discuss our plans and how to engage the Dulver, as it seems to be a strong connection with the main family there, and see what haggling and bargaining can be done to pry open the ever-tightened gates of Deepin Hall into the Vulture's lair. So thank you all for joining us. Thank you, my players, for me. I hope everyone had fun. I hope everyone gets an idea of how this is going to go and what things are going to be happening. I'm very glad you guys watched. We be coming at you again
countdown for
soon.
Tyrell.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Right. Like a lot of twists and turns happen as we go into the very first plot of our game.
Woo!